We're joined from Beirut by the strategic expert, Brigadier General Marcel Balogi. He's joining us now. Welcome to Q News. And let me start by asking you, how is Lebanon coping with the challenges posed by the destruction of infrastructure and the frequent power outages in many areas? I'll ask the question again. How is Lebanon coping with the challenges which are posed by the destruction and the infrastructure destruction and the frequent power outages in many areas?
Greetings, everyone. In fact, Lebanon is being pounded viciously because of the negotiations that are ongoing right now and for the agreement to be signed. And in fact, it is Netanyahu's policy to play with the time card, and to target the resistance targets because it is the incubating environment, because it is incubated by some civilian villages in Lebanon. They are pounding the expanse of 2 kilometers in Lebanon, and in fact this vicious aerial pounding is not really fruitful because the conditions for reaching a agreement is something quite challenging. And in fact, there has to be an international mechanism from the British and the French parties to be involved in the monitoring mechanisms. And so a negotiation is very difficult to be reached right now because we have 14 villages that are jeopardized to be damaged in the second phase of a pounding after a lot of villages were damaged in the first phase.
And how should warnings that have been issued to residents in Beirut's southern suburbs, including those evacuations in Harat Harik, how should those be interpreted, and what do you make of them?
In fact, the resistance is epicentered in the southern villages or the Dahiya region. And the villages in the south are being targeted by the Israeli occupation forces because they are incubating military Hezbollah centers. But of course, the civilians there are facing a lot of jeopardies. And in fact, we are facing a lot of casualties, specifically among the lines of or the arenas in which the Shiite Muslims are residing. But right now, we are witnessing an escalation from both parties, both belligerent parties, because Israel didn't reach its goals, which is to get the Hezbollah forces to withdraw past the Litani line or demarcation line, and that didn't happen, and that's why the Israelis are escalating the pounding.
And Brigadier General, the repeated Israeli shelling on Lebanon's border areas and the hitting of the critical infrastructure, this is part of a deliberate strategy?
Of course. Israel is targeting Lebanese infrastructure. In the first phase, 22 villages over 22 kilometers, and in the second phase, 14 villages are projected to be damaged alongside the same extension or alongside 18 kilometers on the borders between Israel and Lebanon. And for that matter, we can see that Israel has a strategy to demolish the region that extends over the course of 110 kilometers between the borders of Israel and Lebanon. And in fact, they have this escalating or this escalation strategy, and they are just embodying it. And right now the resistance is trying to fight back in order to combat these intensive shelling operations. We see the Sheba farms and the 13 points between Lebanon and Syria. We find the population there resisting and trying to fight back because Netanyahu just wants to reach his goals before Christmas comes.
And looking to the future, what are the possible ways that this conflict could unfold?
In fact, the targets of Israel are regional, and this war is US-led. Though we have a lot of goals right now, normalization with Israel, and we see a lot of other files that are concurrent with the Lebanese subject. The Lebanese subject propagated by Iran is going to put a toll on the Lebanese people, and so we can project that this battle is going to extend over a long period of time.
Thank you very much. Strategic expert Brigadier General Marcel Balogi, thank you very much for joining us here on Q News.